Hey guys, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, May 31st, and this is FLOSSTUBE 58. I literally just looked it up and forgot just that quick. But that's me. It's okay. So whatever number it is, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're returning, or I'm glad you stopped by to see if there's anything here that would interest you. I have been, let's see, my last video was 3 weeks ago. I've been super busy since then in so many ways, not just crafty ways. Life has been busy. I went on a fabulous trip with fabulous friends. It was fantastic. My husband, his schedule has changed a little bit at work, so that's nice. So he's getting home a little bit earlier, and we've been able to hang out a little bit more, so that's been fun. Went to the dentist this week. Maybe not so fun, but you know, you got to go take care of your teeth. So, and I love my dentist as much as you can love a dentist. They're really good people where I go. I don't know why I felt like you need to know that, but there you go. I have some starts to show you today. I have a finish. I have kind of an FFO. Excuse me. I have plans. I have haul. I have lies that I told you last time that I will confess to. So I guess we should just get started. So I want to talk just a little bit about the trip I went on. I don't want to go into like major crazy deep detail because there were a lot of, I say a lot, there were several floss tubers that were there. So I'm sure everyone will share a little bit of the retreat that we went on. It was the best time. I cannot remember the last time I've had so much fun. It is a clear indication that it is a fact that if you have stuff in common with somebody on Instagram or somebody that you watch their floss tube, y'all are friends. You just don't know it because you haven't met in person yet, but you're friends. I don't want to sound like a weirdo or anything, but I have 20 new best friends. I mean, we just had the best time. I don't feel like anybody was super weird, so that worries me that maybe I was the weird one, because you know that's what they say. But everybody was super nice. I mean, just super nice. So we went to Boxcar Retreats in Texas. It was amazing. I have heard, a few people talk about them, and they put on, or the retreat center itself is fantastic. It was just fantastic. So I just encourage you, if you ever get a chance to go there, you should. So I don't want to, I'm not trying to leave anybody out. So I'm just going to talk about people through the next few floss tubes as they come up. We did receive a lot of table gifts, and I absolutely loved them all. I walked in, my flight was later in the afternoon, and Sweet Krista came and picked me up from the airport. Me and her and Carolee rode in. And there were already like a ton of table gifts at my place. The setup of the room was fantastic. The lighting was amazing. It was just a very fantastic spot. So I was a little bit nervous because I've never flown by myself. I've only flown a few times, and it's always been with my husband or somebody from work. So this was the first time I flew by myself, and it was okay. Now, granted, they picked me up from the airport and they dropped me off, so I'm so thankful to those ladies, because I don't know that I could have navigated the rental car aspect of it by myself, but the flight itself was fine. I'm used to just going to the airport. I just follow my husband where he goes because that's just what I do, and all I had to do was read, so it was fine. It was fine. So I think I'm a big girl. I can probably fly by myself if need be. So we had I had a start there. I worked on some whips, and it was just a great time. I mean, I would love to tell you all the stories of the stuff that happened, but it would be like a 3-hour video if I told you all the great time that we had and all the fun. But met some new friends, and I am so appreciative to have all those ladies in my life at this point. So we have a little group chat going back and forth, and we've been chit-chatty and sharing stuff, and I have been super inspired since I've been back, just from what I saw there, because there were multiple crafts going on. It was cross stitching, there was quilting, there was crocheting, there was, I mean, just amazing. Everybody brought their little boxes, the little boxes that the little travel boxes that you decorate. I have never really wanted to do one of those. I mean, they look neat, but now I'm like, I need 15. I need to do 15. Like, I have all these ideas from everyone. A couple of the ladies, Mara and Wanda, were doing 25 finishes in 25, and now I want to come home and finish all my stuff I started. Karen, excuse me, was working on a project bag, so I came home and made a project bag. Katie showed one of her quilts, Merritt showed one of her quilts, and then I wanted to come home and do all my quilting. Like, Celeste helped me with granny squares. I got to have a granny square lesson in person, which was phenomenal for my crochet. And so now I want to make all the granny square stuff. Like, it just really, when you're around these people, just inspiration is just oozing out of everybody. It was just amazing. So, all right, I'm going to quit babbling and I'm going to show you some stuff. So first I'm going to show you my finish. So I was working on animal pin cushions by Kathy Barrett as my Market Mania. I went completely blank. I did not do well on my plans either. That's one of my lies. That's lie number one. All the plans did not come through, but I did finish my pin cushion. So I do plan on doing more of these, but the first one I did was goats, and it's done. I love it. There's a big old needle right there on the back of it sticking me. I'm gonna move that. So this was tons of fun. I would definitely do more of these, and I'm thinking about maybe doing them like in different sizes, maybe not all the same size. This was on 36. I have a piece coming up. We've already talked about some starts coming up. So our Thanksgiving Day start that I do with Jan and Phoebe, we've already decided on, and I think I might want to do it on 40 count. So I want to maybe do one of these on 40 just to see how good my eyes acclimate to that. I do have one piece I have started on 40 that I showed you 100 years ago that will come back out at Thanksgiving also. And it's okay, but I've never done anything big. It's a smaller piece, and I have a small start, but I would like to do some more of that. So while we were at the retreat, I took several things to work on. Here's my picture. So this was my other Market Mania piece. This is Rose Hill Farm Sampler and Pin Keeps. I'm doing the big one by Stacey Nash. Oh, I'm sorry, my nose is really not cooperating today. I am not using the called for linen. I am stitching this on a piece of Willow by Be Stitch Me. And I took it and worked on it for just a little bit. I wasn't really sure what to take, so I just took a few projects, and I didn't get to work on all of them or start all the ones I wanted to start, but it's fine. I totally see now why people say they don't get stitching done at retreats. Because, again, I was a talker. Anyway, this is where I am. So sorry, there goes the computer again. There'll probably another one pop up in a minute. So I worked some more on the border. It's like a double stitch of the border in two different colors. I finished pulling, I think, these two lines over. I did a few letters, and I worked on some of the flowers. I just think it's so pretty. Oh, so pretty. And it's not giant. It should not take me forever to do this. My problem is, it's not that it takes me so long, it's just that I have so much I want to do that I want to start everything. Which, again, that was magnified when I was there around everybody. Let's see, Michelle was doing a Plum Street that I would love to do. There's a little tin Carol Lee gave us that I want to start. There is Kindness Makes Friends. As a group, we're doing like a little snippet of that. Some of us are, and I want to do the big piece as well. So some people are working on that. Maybe want to do that. So many things. There were a couple Hawk Run Hollows. There was a Carriage House. Just, I just can't even. But this is another piece that several of us started from there. I think just about everybody is. I think Brooke is still on the fence, but I think we're about to turn her. So I am stitching Lily on Seraphim. I think it's Chai. I think. So this is where I am on Sweet Lily. Now, several of the girls talked about changing this color in the middle, but I'm a chicken, so I just stuck with the call for colors. I do have a little bit more to do over here. I basically like outlined the green, came down, outlined the pink, and then I could go do a strand of green, a strand of white, a strand of pink, green, pink, white. So that way I wasn't getting burnt out on just the same color over and over, because that's a lot of filling. But I still have to fill in her little freckly, warty things. And of course, she needs a body. But I looked up, there's been so many fantastic finishes of this. And I have an idea for something I want to do, but we'll see. I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby later and look. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the band exactly like they show, but I feel like she needs a bow right here in the front. I was going to put a bow in her hair, but I looked up some of the pictures and somebody had already done that. So I'm thinking about maybe just putting a bow in the middle. I don't know, just something different. We'll see. But she was super fun to work on. Super fun. And we spent a lot of time in the stitching room, and my eyes, they were tired. They didn't really love stitching for that long amount of time. I loved it myself. My eyes, they were not so happy. So I did do a little bit of my crocheting in the evenings, just because I didn't need magnifiers for that. Because it was killing my head. But, oh my gosh, I want to go back and stitch for like 12 days. I mean, we were there for 2 full days and 2 partial days. And the last day was like eat breakfast and tell everybody bye. And I cried like a baby, because that's what I do. I mean, I act like I'm never going to see these people again. I mean, we have plans, so I will see them again. But I don't know. It's just like when you really just are enjoying yourself and then you have to leave, it makes you very sad. I got to meet Jan in person, and me and Jan have talked forever. I feel like we were friends, before this, but just to see them in person, to see Kim and Krista in person, it was just amazing. Sorry, I'll quit babbling. I started this on Memorial Day. I wanted to do Salute to Abigail. To Abigail. Oh, y'all. Lisa, if you're watching this, I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing over all the stories. Anyway, Salute to Abigail. I had pulled the colors like way long ago. I mean, I've been like a few years saying I'm going to start this on one of the, patriotic days, and I just haven't. And somebody had posted early Memorial Day about a patriotic start, and I said, you know what? Like, I am just going to go in there. Like, I have a couple of things kitted up, and I'm going to go pick one that I've been wanting to do forever, and this is the one. So I pulled out a piece of biscuit. And again, this is a Seraphim, because I'm in the club, so I have a lot of their stuff. I love this so much. I wasn't sure if the white would show up, but it shows up good. So I'm using DMC colors. I don't have them right here. Oh, well, they're in a scary pile. So if you want to know the colors, I'll tell you, but I'm sure I'll show this again the next time I show it. I'll say the colors. But this is a great book. I want to do like everything in this book, but I'm very glad to have this one started. So I thought I might try to do Tara Sullivan talks about this. Is that Hollis Hands Create does a start on Memorial Day and then finishes on by 4th of July. It's either Hollis Hands or Jen Hicks. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But I would like to do that. And then a couple other people were talking about starting a big, or starting, some patriotic this July to finish next year for the 250th. So that intrigues me also. So we'll see. So that's, there's a couple other pieces that I worked like a day on, and I mean a day like, 30, 40 minutes at a lunchtime or something, but it's not significant progress, so I'm not going to torture you and put you through watching those things. But I think that's all the stitching, excuse me, progress I want to show you. I want to show you the project bag I made when I got back. Like I said, we were having discussions. There was a lot of discussions about bindings and project bags while we were there. So I'm so sorry. I had a project bag that I started literally like 2 years ago. I had the front of it sewn together. That's all I had done. And I got home Sunday, and Monday I was off work for the holiday, which I could have stayed an extra day. I don't know, when we first planned this, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Monday being a holiday, but anyway, that's fine because I wouldn't have wanted to fly on a holiday anyway. But so Monday, my son had to work. My husband, he was going golfing in the morning. So I was like, I just want to come in here and like do something that I can finish. I want to have a finish of something today. So I pulled this project bag out and I finished it. So the inside is just a white Kona white. I didn't do anything fancy on the inside. The outside, this was a mini charm pack of a French General. I don't remember the name. I did not buy any coordinating fabric when I bought it because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So the back, what I used was a fat quarter that came in a Henry Glass bundle of lights. So I just pulled that out. It has a little bit of blue in it. And then the binding is, I think, I'm not 100% sure. I think it is a print that came out of Teresa Kogut. Broad Stripes and Bright Stars, that line, maybe, I think. But I just did my own quilting on it. I did the little wave design that I've been obsessed with here lately. And if you look, like, my project bags are like firm. I like a really firm bag. So the interfacing that I just use cotton batting in between on the front, and on the back I will layer the lining, my interfacing, and then batting, and then fabric for the back and quilt it. And then I do my binding I sew it on the front, and then on the back I use Stitch Witchery to iron it down. The interfacing I use is a really, really thick, I don't remember the number, but again, if you want to know, just let me know and I'll look it up. So that was fun, but now I'm on project bag kick. Like, I'm obsessed. I want to make 1 million project bags, which I do that every once in a while. I get on that kick, and I've made 3. Haven't quite made it to the 1 million yet. Just 3. My numbers are a little off. So last week, here's another lie. Last video, I said that quilt shop in Pennsylvania easily had 100 quilts hanging up. Maybe they didn't have 100, but it's more than I have ever seen in any other quilt shop. I'll say that. Next time I go, I'll count so I can tell you for sure. And just while I have that right there, and then I'm going to go into haul. I will say, when I was looking for that binding, I have a shelf over here that's full of fabric. And I was digging through that shelf trying to find a binding that would go good because I couldn't get a blue that matched. And I ran across this fabric that I bought. It's probably been 20 years ago. Does it have a date on it? Hold on. No, there's no date. But I am 100% certain I bought this when I worked at Joann Fabrics. I worked there part-time when my son was in the 3rd grade. Is that right? Yes. Yes? Yes, he was in the 3rd grade. And he is now 26. So that's how long I've had this fabric. But tell me this would not make a great project bag. It's yoga frogs, y'all. Yoga frogs. I mean, seriously. And it says things like stretch, slow down, visualize, peace and love, stretch a little more, be strong. I mean, this must be a project bag. It must be. I have apparently held on to it all this time for the perfect project, and this is it. This is it. Lenny was at the retreat also, and she crocheted some of the little frog flowers and has a cover button frog on it. Go on my project bag. Inspiration, y'all. Inspiration. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about cross stitch haul. Now I will say, let me just show you. I'm not going to show you all these individually, but oh, look, there's another piece of haul. Oh, I was going to show you this is my bag. I mean, my little tote of all the table goodies that we got. I mean, so much. Thank you, ladies. Just if any of y'all are watching this, thank you is all I'm gonna say about it. Just thank you. But one of the things we got, Shelly gave us these. This is a chart that Miss Flossie stitched, and Shelly owns the original, is my understanding. So Shelly's got kind of catty corner for me. She made these teeny tiny little crochet table gift items, and she gave me a crochet hook. It is like so little, and some directions so I can try that. So I told her I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna practice big strawberries with a big hook, but I'm a little bit obsessed with those little ones. But this is a beautiful sampler, so I'm very excited to have that. So and I am gonna make another project bag. I think we got this. Sue gave us these. These are blue bonnets. So we went to Boxcar, and I think that's where she bought these, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I need a project bag made out of, for my trip, for my people. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Okay, that was a big giant sneeze. So glad you missed it. So glad you missed it. Okay, so let's move on to our next lie. There were so many lies last time, y'all. I said that I needed to slow down. I needed to slow down with all this purchasing. I did not. And I know that none of you are surprised. It seems to be, pretty well known by all my people that I have no willpower. Hold on again. Okay, sorry. I was talking about all the stuff I bought, and then I realized I forgot to grab a stack of it. And then I had to find it because I didn't know where it was. Okay, so the lie. I told a lie. I bought a bunch of stuff. I don't even know why I'll bother wasting breath, right? I got Grog. This was the next piece in my Be Stitch Me Club. Sorry, it's glary. Love that. Ooh, pretty. Pretty. I talked last time about Alphabet. Alphabet Annie that I bought. So I found some more of that series. I found Button Betty, Devoted Dorothy. She's cute. Modest Mildred. That's me. Look at those colors. Me and Mildred, we would be friends. Nimble Nettie. Love that house. Weeping Willow. Oh. Prim Penny. And Humble Hilda. So I think I want to maybe stitch each one in a different, with a different color background. I'm not exactly sure yet. I got to work out. I want to see if they're all the same size, if these would be like good, or maybe I need to do them all together, frame them the same way, hang them up in my sewing room. I think that would be really pretty. I could do them over my window. That would be pretty. Anyway, I have 2 left to get. I found these at Cobweb Corner. There's actually, I have 2 left to get. She actually had one of them and I didn't realize it until I was back looking later. So I need to go back and order that one from her. And there's one other one that I found it somewhere too, and I can't remember, but I think they're both obtainable. So then I'll have the whole set. So that would be, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be 9. So if y'all know if there are more than 9 of these and I'm thinking wrong, let me know. So had a couple stitching meetups with my local group since I saw you last, and I always seem to have an order from Lillian, and this was no different. This time is no different. Lillian can about read me like a book at this point. She'll send me something and be like, hey, look at this, and I'm like, hey, add it to my cart. But she always gives us a little something in our, look at this. Look, that is perfect for me. Oh my goodness. That's going on a pillow or something. I love that. So I got that. I did go ahead and have her get me those buttons that I talked about last time. Again, have no clue what I'll do with them. They might be buttons on something, or they might be like accents on a frame or something is what I'm thinking. But I do love those. And she has quite a few of those. Again, if that's something you like, you need to go visit her Etsy shop. Bestie Barn Creations. And then she got me the chart that I was talking about in the last video. And with this one, oh, sorry. I got a little strawberry charm. And this is the chart that my friend Bonnie had shown in her floss tube. It's called Fianna Group 1849, a Mennonite reproduction sampler from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I love it. I love it. It is, let's see, does it say how big it is? I'm sure it does somewhere, but not right here where I'm looking. But anyway, I'm very excited to have that. Makes me start everything. So I think that's all of the cross stitch haul. I want to talk about plans a little bit. I probably should have done plans before haul, but I'll talk about plans and then I will go into my quilting. So these are things that are on my immediate radar, which could mean 6 months from now. I don't know. But I want to do Georgian Floral Basket. I think Kim and Renee, we're doing this together. Renee finished it at the retreat and it is gorgeous. So I thought it would be a pillow like this, and then Renee said something about putting it in a really like little ornate gold frame, and I'm a little obsessed. So I need to get this stuff to do this. I do have to load the chart up because it's a lot, and I need to get okay, it's like, it's DMCs. So that won't be bad. I might have a lot of those. So that is I really want to start soon. This one I left out after I showed it to you last time. I've been thinking about this a lot, so I want to start this one. Pennsylvania tea towel, 147 by 138, so not super giant. And then this would have been my next Kathy Barrick start, is the Good Intentions, but I just didn't get to it with everything going on. But I do want to start this. I'm determined to not put this back in the pattern bucket to actually start it. I have the DMCs pulled. I had a piece of Lugana that looks like in there, but I want to do it on linen, so I'll pick a new piece out. I have a couple of sales coming up tomorrow. Oh, I should probably move the floss out of there so you can see the picture. Tomorrow, me and Carol, Saltbox Stitcher, we are going to start the Flood. I pulled the colors. I'm going to start with this right here. So I just pulled, oh, sorry. I just pulled a few of those colors out so I could get started. And I'm stitching this on vellum by Picture This Plus. So I'm going to start that one tomorrow. And then, I don't know why Diane puts up with me. We were messaging back and forth the other day, and she was like, when are we starting Total Clark? I was like, oh, I wrote it down June 7th. And then this morning when I was getting my stuff together, I was like, that seems like not the right date. And I pulled it up, I had written down on June 5th. So somewhere between June 5th and June 7th, or maybe all those days, I'm going to work on Matilda Clark. I have the flosses are on order. They should be here any day. And then I'm just going to pull from stash for the linen. So that's June 1st and June 5th through the 7th sometime. Those will be starts. And then July 1st, Roberta and Jan and I are going to start Humming of the Bees July 1st. So if y'all are interested in starting that, jump on board, grab your stuff, start gathering. I think I have a lot of the flosses for Humming of the Bees, if I remember right, but I have to look to see if I've dispersed them amongst some other projects. I'm not sure. And then in November, I have that start with Jan and Phoebe, and I'll talk about that later. I do intend in June to get back to my Sow, and if you haven't watched me before, I am so sorry. April and June, I kind of loosely charted out all the sows that I'm doing with people, because I have a lot of sows going on. I haven't counted how many sows, but it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And because I love a sow, I will never turn down a sow. So if I have ever turned down a sow with you, message me and be like, hey, I asked you about this and you didn't answer, because I'll be on it. We'll put it on the calendar. But I have a lot of them, so I wanted to pull those back out and, you know, just for a couple days a piece, just to so that they have some attention, so I can kind of see what's grabbing me, what I need to pull out. I do think after June, of course, I'll do some patriotic stitching, because how can you not in July? But I do want to, instead of picking like a new rotation, I'm thinking I might just pull a focus piece to maybe do, you know, 5 days a month on or something. I think Recover Monogamous Stitcher and Sarah Stitchy Spot both do the 7 days a month, and they seem to get quite a lot done. So I do want to get some stuff finished, because I know next year there will be tons of patriotic coming, and I love patriotic. And I have so much, obviously. I mean, I show you like who knows how many charts every video, and one finish maybe, if that. So I got to get some stuff knocked out. So we'll see how that goes. But I do want to make more project bags. So I have a lot of stuff on my list, and hopefully those won't be the lies in the next video. We'll see. I do have to say, when I got back from my trip, the puppies were super sweet, super sweet. Zorro was like stuck to me for a little bit. The other night, this dog, I mean, you got to be on your toes. You got to be on your toes. I look over and he's laying on the cot in the little dinette area. And I'm like, he looks like he was like chewing gum. I was like, what is he doing? Like, what could he possibly have? And I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I've got my scissors. I got my needle, all my floss is right here. Like, what has he got hold of? So I look over again thinking maybe it was just a toy and I didn't see the other part. But he's like looking at me like chewing gum. I was like, oh my goodness. So I get up, I go over there. This dog, like in the back of his mouth, partially down his throat, was one of my socks. Y'all. He's going to be the death of me or the death of himself at some point. I don't know. He's a sweet boy, but he is a mischief. He's a mischief hunter. He is like, he would be in that commercial. the insurance commercial. He would be. If there was a dog version, it would be him. But anyway, I'm going to move on to quilting now. This next thing's kind of quilting, kind of not. But anyway, I'm going to move on to quilting. I do normally try to show a little bit of quilting in my videos, but it's normally haul. I do actually have something finished and something started and some plans in quilting this time. So if you're not interested in quilting, I should be back in 2 weeks. I don't think I have anything going on. I think we're going to a concert in 2 weeks, my husband said. I don't know if it's a Friday or a Saturday night, but even if it's Saturday, I mean, I'll have the morning to film. So I do hope that you will be back. If you are a quilter, I hope you stay. If you're thinking about quilting, I hope you stay. I'm a big advocate for people learning quilting because the more quilters are, the more places there will be for me to buy stuff. So, and again, if you are leaving, if you're one of my friends that I made at the retreat, can't wait to see you again, and I hope we all get to talk soon. I ordered this pattern, A Place for Everything 2.0. This is one of the bags that Juan and Merritt were working on, or they finished. They had them at the retreat, and it is an amazing bag. Me and Brooke are going to work on this in July. I'm gathering my stuff. I'm torn between J. Wecker Fresh fabric or Tim Holtz, or it could just be something else. You just never know what I might pull out. I have, a bit of fabric to choose from, but this is a great bag. But July 1st, we're going to start that in July. I have a lot of things coming up. That's why I don't finish anything, but it's fine. Every now and again when you get to finish, it feels like a big win. I got my So Kind of Wonderful patterns. I don't think I showed these last time. 2 of these I know are some of the new ones. I'm not sure about this one. I might have already shown you this one. But again, So Kind of Wonderful has a quilt circle club that is fantastic. It is a great value for what you pay every month and the amount of patterns that you can get. Their rulers are phenomenal. I've said that before, and I'll probably say it every time I talk about them. I got Mod Owls. And I got Hexy Meadow. I'm very interested to see how this one goes together. Says pattern can be made with a quick straight ruler, and I did buy that ruler. So we'll see. I'll let you know about that. I got my next Simple Whatnot Club from Kim Deal from Fat Quarter Club. From Fat Quarter Club. From Fat Quarter Shop. And it is postage stamp. I need to go back and look. Someone had commented that she has a lot of kits too. I don't know if it's the Kim Deal or other ones, but we just might start a little quote along of just finishing up your club pieces. I need to reach back out to her and see what we can get going on. I do have a friend from the retreat, and I'm not going to tell you her name because I don't want y'all to get the stuff. She has some Kim Deal fabric that she might sell me. So hopefully I will have some additions to my Kim Deal fabric. So we did go to there is a quilt store at Boxcar Quilts. It's a beautiful shop, very lovely. It is literally, we walked to it. It's like a 3 or 4 minute walk from the retreat center. I mean, how much more perfect could it be? But I got a couple stickers from there to put on my sewing machine case. because they're cute. I got this. I watched, who did I watch yesterday? Somebody's floss tube I watched yesterday. They were talking about this. Is it Jordan? Or was it Annie? I don't know. Somebody was talking about this exact fabric. So pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But, Jamie, I needed it in my life. I bought this pattern, Little Bites. This is little pin cushions. I have a whole book of pin cushions. And I made a whole bunch. I think I showed them one time on my video. I'm not sure. But I thought these were really cute. So I was like, it was just a few dollars. So I was like, it's fine. Oh, I also bought a little, I bought this little, it's very fuzzy because I had it in there next to fabric. I bought this little tomato there. It is heavy. I mean heavy. I'm not obsessed with a tomato, or I say that I'm not, but I said I don't like to stitch birds either, and then that changed, so it might be the start of a tomato fetish. I don't know. Now, I will say, you know, I had one suitcase. My carry-on was my crochet Afghan I'm working on, so I could only buy so much. But I got this little needle book. I've never done a little needle book, and I thought, that looked like it might be in my realm. I could probably do that. And then I bought this because why wouldn't you? I mean, look. Wow. And then these. Oh. So I'm thinking that for these, I think this is going to be something else, but I think this I'm going to make into, I'm going to see if I can make it fit the dimensions of a project bag that is this way versus this way. I really like this way, but I really like these panels. So, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can make that work. I'm not sure if I can, but I just love them. Love them, love them. I was going to go back and get a second panel of these, but I decided it was a bad idea for me to go back in the quilt store twice because there was no way anything else was going to fit in my suitcase. It just wasn't going to happen. I'm sorry for all the pausing. I'm sure that you can't really tell it as much as me, but I feel like I've paused this video 100,000 times. My husband had called me a couple times. I was like, that's weird because he's out golfing. He hadn't normally call. So I called him back. I was like, is everything okay? He was like, yeah, I have your car key in my pocket. I was like, that's okay. I was just going to go to Hobby Lobby. Probably save me some money. But anyway, also while we were there, they had some free patterns. This is the palette collection from Tim Holtz. So this is one of the freebies, and I just looked it up. You can get these several different places, and I don't know how many more they are. I got one of each one they had. This one, of course, I love because it's the brown. Gorgeous. This is fun. And that was Country Hearts quilt, weathered quilt. This is burnished quilt. That looks really fun. I haven't bought any of the orange, but that's really pretty. Fleur quilt. Pretty. And standout star quilt. And when I looked it up, there are, I mean, I have some other like free Tim Holtz quilt patterns, but whew, it's very inspirational. Very inspirational. I also printed off, I've attempted to do blockheads a couple times, and I don't want to say I failed because I have some blocks made. I just have never made all of the blocks in anything. But a group of us from the camp from the retreat, we are talking about doing blockheads. Somebody put it out in the group, and you know me, I was like, yes. So we'll see. I bought this pattern. Celeste had a crochet bag there, and she sent me the link of where to get this, and I went right on and bought it. So that was lots of fun. This is what I would like to do with this panel that I showed you last time. But again, I have to see how I can make that work. I really like the sewing machine and the lady. Like, I need to read over the directions because it gives you like a million different sizes of the bag that you can make. But it also gives directions for how to cut with directional fabric. So I need to look at that and see if I can make that work, because I think that would be really, really pretty. And then the next thing, I'm just full of stuff, aren't I? The next thing that I worked on is I've started the Caution Curves Ahead. This I am doing with Laura, with Lala D Quilts. May was going to be the first piece block and the first applique block. I'm going to work on some of the applique hopefully later today. I have it cut out. I've done one full pieced block, and I think I have to do like 5 maybe. They're no joke, but it's okay. I'm going to get them done. I just have to work on my timing a little bit better, how much time I have portioned out. But these are the pieced blocks. So these are not traditional pieced blocks, obviously. So this is the first one, and it's a doozy. But I do have one done. I have another one almost done. So this one is partially machine sewn and partially hand sewn. The other one that I have started, I am this far. I just have the white to go around it. And I'm using a little bit, different material. So, but I also, I ordered, I want just a touch of yellow in it. And I ordered a piece of yellow grunge, like mustard color grunge. And it's not going to work. So I got to do something else. But then these are the applique blocks. And this is the first applique. So that won't be bad. I have some of my pieces already prepped. I used the Lori Holt, how she does her simple shapes to do those. So I'm going to sew some of those down today and see how it goes. But I'm super excited to be doing this. Thank you, Laura, for agreeing to work on this with me, because I know she's very organized and very together, and she'll keep me inspired to get this done. And then, so I kind of went backwards. I showed you like whips and plans and everything before I showed you what I finished. This one, I'd actually shown it to you before, but I did the binding last night. Again, what did we do for dinner? Did we go out for dinner or did we cook dinner? I don't remember, but after dinner, there was just a little bit of time, and I was like, I said, I just want to go in here for like 30 minutes and see if there's anything I have that I can get finished. Because again, it's funny because I went to a cross-stitch retreat and I came home wanting to quilt. I mean, I want to cross stitch too, and I want to crochet. I want to do so much stuff because, again, so much inspiration. And Kim, like, I literally am like dreaming of pink project bags. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Who knows? But all that to say, I did the binding on this one last night. So this is a smaller quilt. I normally always use a 2.5 inch binding. This one called for a 2 inch. Cut 2 inches, which is really good because I hope this is one that I didn't cut anything off. It worked really good for the points. Now this quilt pattern itself, like these have choppy points off. If I did this again, I would adjust the pattern a little bit so that these squares wouldn't have choppy points, but I still love it. I mean, I think it's really, really pretty. And it goes, I don't know who the fabrics are by. I can't remember. I think it said in there, but this is a kit I bought from Primitive Gatherings. So I assume I mean, I assume it was her fabric, but I don't know if she kits with other fabric for the shop. I don't know. But again, I did the wave quilting on this, but I'm very pleased with how that one turned out. Now, if you notice, the blocks that I got out and put on my board to inspire me to finish them still only have just that one addition to them. So we'll see. I really want to do some actual quilting, like actual quilting. I ordered some Isacord thread and I did the quilting on that bag, and I think I have enough backing to do. I have a patriotic quilt that I did last year. Was it last year? A couple quilt camps ago. And I really want to quilt it. I think I could using this wave pattern. It's a little bit bigger. It's like a large lap size. It's not a twin. It's not that big, but it does have a little size. So that's been my world of Laurel the last little bit. So I am going to, I don't know if I'm going to try to list everybody below. Maybe I can go around the room and just name all the people in their treat, because I'm scared to death I'm going to miss somebody. So there was Karen, that's Krista's mom, Lisa, who's L Snaps, Brooke, Stitched by the Brook, Michelle, Michelle makes things. Oh my gosh, there's so many Michelles. Michelle, I can't remember. Katie was there, so tattered. Lisa, Black Coffee and Grits, Crystal Wildflower Stitcher, me, Jan, Renee, Prairie Stitcher 515, Celeste Creates, Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim, Jamie. Next to Jamie was Shelly. Carol Lee, Stitching as Elementary. She just put a video out. I watched it. I watched you last night, Carol Lee. It was really good. She also does, she's done a couple videos of quilt vlogging, and I really like that style. I might have to steal that. And then there was Lenny, sweet Lenny. She is a hoot, man. She's so much fun. Cynthia, Stitching in the Light, is that right? I think she's great. She took me to the airport. We have a lot of stuff in common. She's a lot of fun. Wanda, Merritt Crawford, just because Buzz. Wanda, I think, is just on Instagram. She doesn't have a floss tube. Then there was Sue, who used to live in North Carolina, so we're like this. She showed us rug hooking, lots of fun. And Roberta. So I was going to count as I did that, but I don't know if I did. But anyway, it was a great time. Great time, have all. If you get the opportunity to do something like that with friends that you have met online, do it. Just do it. If you don't have the means or the ability to fly somewhere or travel somewhere, if the travel is just too much, like, I encourage you, do a Zoom, message back and forth. Like, there are so many ways to stay connected in this community, and it's been so much fun. I have met some of the best friends in this community. I can't even talk about it. I was just chatting with Pam this morning. Like, we have so much stuff in common. Like, I just love this community so much, and I just can't say it enough. I'm gonna go, because if not, I'm just gonna keep rambling on. But I will see you back here in a couple weeks, and until then, I hope you get lots of stitching and lots of quilting done. Bye, guys.